Hey yo, it's your boy Monster Man Rocco.
It's your boy Swagger Rock.
This is Snack the Ripper.
And you have to those who don't know.
This is Master Ace. You are now rocking with the best. Breaking Wreckords Radio.
Breaking Records, man.
Breaking Wreckords Radio.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio. Let's go.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio. Breaking Records, man. Radio is like the place to be. I don't know, butt strange music, dude.
Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. You know what it is. Your host Maloney, and we got a very, 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 very special guest with us right now. One of the finest MCs coming out of Toronto. Pause, because that could have came off many different ways. But I mean finest with the lyrics. A lot of you motherfuckers need to take notes from that. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, he is versatile. And no further ado, I would like to introduce our guest, Young Stitch.
What's good, people? Thank you for having me, Maloney.
Hey, you know what's up? You know what's up, man. We got Young Stitch in the place to be right now, and this has been a long time coming. He's actually been on the show before, but it was so long ago, and it was our co-host, and it was a phone interview, and you know, a lot of
things
times
change since then.
Yeah, and that shit don't connect. You know what I mean?
No.
It don't connect. Like you got to meet people in the face, in the flesh, and really have conversations with them
100%.
to really get a good conversation out. And that's not to discredit to 80% of the content I create, because I cannot get face-to-face with a lot of legends. A lot of times I have to get them on the phone.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
not
is your
no
disclaimer.
disrespect. He
But-
just doesn't like it as much. So.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Just kidding.
But we got the God here right now. You know what I'm saying? No 5%, but all God bars. You
Full
know what I'm
send
saying?
every time.
Hey,
Every
we
time,
got
baby.
Young Stitch here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Brick
it's
talk.
good to be here, man. You know, like this is a long time coming, like you said, bro. We go way
Yeah.
back, like Tyra Banks' hairline, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and you
Yeah,
know what
I-
else is whack? My first album was called "It's Been a Long Time Coming," so we're not gonna say that no more.
shit.
What we're gonna say is
It's
all
like
that
my
other
bar
bullshit.
nights.
Yo, that coke dick got these. Yo, I gotta let Stone in. We in the place, baby. Stitch, let them know who you are.
Hey, it's your boy Stitch. I'm here. We sipping a tall one, you know. I'm here with my boy Maloney. I got Stone in the building. We just getting litty. It's good to be here, you know. Yeah, we just got really fired up. We got drunk, we got high, and now we just here.
And now we're just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you got wrinkly punani, make sure you holla.
Yeah,
Somebody will take your $50. You know what I'm saying? But we got the God right here in the place to be, Young Stitch, and there's so much shit to talk about with you, man. But you know, I like to keep it a little unorthodox. I don't like to do the history lesson. I like to do the history lesson, but do it in portions. So one thing I want to ask you about, because it's the most current thing going on at this exact moment, though. I know you're a future planner, so you always got things in your mind. You got things planned out in advance, projects on the go. But what's currently popping right now is what you guys are promoting is the Lunchroom Poets.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about how this thing formed, because like I was telling you before, this is one thing I always hate about the beginning of the interviews is that if we've been kicking it,
Right.
I always say it. I'm like, you know, your first 5-10 minutes is whack because it's almost rehearsed.
You said that in the
'Cause we've
Riri
already-
interview.
exactly.
Yeah, and I agree totally. Yeah,
no, because you've already talked to
we
the
gotta
person.
pretend we ain't talked about it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh shit, yo, Stitch just came off the plane from Atlanta. He's here
Yeah.
right now.
It's almost
yo,
like
I
when I'm
seen
talking,
you
you
in a
gotta
minute,
just,
G.
yeah, you gotta just be like, yo, every time I start telling you stories, just like, shut up, leave that for the interview.
I do that to people, but you know what? We were just having an organic conversation. We were having fun, so I didn't bother doing that with you. But one thing I do want to do is go into that a little bit, Lunchroom Poets. And like I said, Lotus, I've been, you know, me and Lotus been knowing each other for years. So mad salute to Lotus.
Shout outs to Lotus, yeah.
But tell us a little bit about how the whole idea from Lunchroom Poets came about and how you guys, such a diverse group of artists who all do lyricism, but you're all from such diverse markets, like how you guys came together, like how this whole thing formed.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so basically in a nutshell, like the way it worked is I've always been working with Kenzo. Shout outs to Kenzo. We've been doing this thing for a minute, and he's got a really good ear for hip hop too. Like he loves just really good hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, he's always been a fan of good hip hop. He collects
He
albums.
he likes lyrical and
Yeah,
street
he likes
hip-hop.
like hip hop, like
yeah,
boom
yeah,
bap.
yeah,
hip-hop.
yeah,
Stone,
yeah.
what up, G?
He likes hip hop, purist hip hop.
Yeah.
My G,
Shout outs to Stone in the
really.
building. Troll God.
Hey,
Troll God.
troll god.
But yeah, so what happened is, so I've known Kenzo messaged me one time back in the day. He ended up being our manager, but long story short, he introduced me to KP. So we were chilling for a bit. KP was in part of Central Soldiers. So
Oh, was he? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and Kenzo managed Central Soldiers. So I knew KP for time. Kenzo was also doing some work in his new studio with this artist B1 the Architect. Guy I'd never heard before, but I found out he was from Austria, and I'm thinking, how am I from these ends and I never heard of a guy this guy this caliber, how do I not know who this guy is?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just really weird. So Ken knew him, and then Lotus, and Philly both. Philly, he messaged me one time on Instagram, and I guess he was a fan of something I did. It was a video, and he was just really inspired by it or something. He was like, I can't believe the way you worded something like that. That was super sick. And then I was like, thanks. I get a lot of positive messages from fans and stuff. But then I actually seen that he was an artist, so I took in his music, and I was just blown away. I was like, this Philly Regs. I was like, holy shit! This guy is fucking phenomenal. I'm like, how the hell is he not bigger than he is? You know what I mean? And so that's Philly. And then Philly entered my contest that I held. I did a Stitch Killer Verse contest.
Yeah.
And actually, B1 the Architect and Philly Regs came first and third in the contest. And we had 80 or almost 100 entries in the contest. And then Lotus he just bodied a couple mans like Tony Ranks and
shout out to Tony Ranks,
shout out to
friend
Tony
of the
Ranks
show.
and my boy Tino too. Tino's my homie. He's a good rapper too. But I've heard a lot, and Tino's doing a lot of bars and stuff. And then this Lotus guy came out of nowhere. Yeah. And me and Tony had a couple back and forths on Facebook. And then I heard the Tony Ranks thing. So right away, me and Tony had some little falling out on Facebook. And so I seen that diss, and of course I was super inclined to click play. Yeah. I'm like, oh, Tony Ranks diss. Even if it was whack, I'd have probably been like, yeah, But shout out to Tony, that's the homie. But anyways, but fucking Lotus just went in. This guy I'd never heard of. That's apparently from the 6, and I was just like, who the hell is this? And then literally the same day, he dropped another diss on a next boy of mine. And I'm actually homies with Tino. And Tino's a sick rapper too, but I don't have any bad blood with Tino.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, look, what's this about? And I was just like, shit. Oh my God.
Yo, Lotus is nice.
He's
bro.
nice.
He's
and
nice.
So I showed Kenzo one day. We're going through actually my Man and Machine verses that I'm trying to get different artists on the tape. And then that's when I brought up Philly Regs and Lotus to him. And I showed him Lotus and Philly Regs for the first time ever. And he was just blown away. And Ken doesn't like anything. He's super old school like that. He's very stuck in his ways. If it ain't me or KP, fuck out of here. That's how he is. And he was just like, you know when Ken doesn't say anything because he wants to hear right away? If Ken didn't say anything, he was just listening. His brain was working. And then he brought B1 to the table. We already had known KP as a group, whatever. Long story short, Kenzo messaged me this one night, and he's like, super group. You, KP, Philly, Lotus, and B1. And I'm like...
So he hit you with the lineup.
It was Ken, and it's actually Ken's brainchild, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, and you know what, at the time, I'm a really active artist, and people are probably thinking is he down to do it? And I'm like, I'm down right away. I'm like, tell them all, I'm down if they're down. And then within a day, he was like, every artist is on board of all 5 of them. He's like, let's do it. Let's crush some shit. Let's make some original songs. Let's crush some remixes. And then now it turned out we have a fucking mixtape coming out at December 6th, and the full album is already done, and that's coming out in the new year. So,
amazing.
yeah.
I wish I knew ahead of time. I wish I would have hit you guys with the type of heat. You'd have been like, yo, just get Malone to produce this whole album. Man. You'd have been like, yo, just produce the whole album.
Oh, I know. Yo, you got boom bap. Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, I got beats.
Yeah.
Not only I out-rap 90% of you cats, I fucking got beats too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Stop that shit. Stop that shit.
Stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think that's super dope. And I like the whole idea, how you kind of so did Ken currently manage you, or
no? So I've got my
but
own
you guys are just closely associated.
Yeah,
still.
Ken used to manage me. He went in for a bit there, and I had a new manager. Things didn't work out. Anyways, long story short, I have my own solo manager, Jesse Tyrell, great guy, great manager. And he deals with my solo stuff. I have a lot cracking on the solo end of my career too. A lot of stuff going on. But Kenzo used to manage me back when we were Central Soldiers. I gave him the opportunity. I ran Central, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I need help. Yeah. And he just seemed like the first time we had a business guy around that wasn't a rapper.
Well, and he's firm, he's
yeah, and he's a street man. If shit gets ugly too, he's the first guy manager. I don't want a bad. I don't want any bad blood. I don't want any bad blood with him. And you need a guy like that in your corner, you know? Yeah. So it only made sense. So when he came with the brainchild, I'm like, well, then, this is your brain baby. And, my current manager's cool with it. They all love what we're doing. And Ken is the manager of the group as a whole. He does a lot of the decision making. He forks out a lot of the big things that we're doing, studio time.
And I noticed that he was doing the videos and stuff, too. So I
films
noticed he was
them, and B1 edits them as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so it's all in-house, too. Yeah. And our engineer, Jimmy Dantana, he does all the Lunchroom stuff and also made every original beat for the album as well.
Dope.
So
dope.
he's kind of like our DJ Lethal in a way.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
dope.
Like we have like a lunchroom producer, but we're looking to branch off and also do other stuff. But right now it's the mixtape, and then right when the mixtape's done, we got the album, which is all original for the new year.
Okay, dope, man. Real dope.
You could see the list of names that we went through that Lunchroom Poets was going to be. There was so many. But again, it was like, how do we balance the fact that we're already ferocious, we're a group of white boys, but also there's a sense of humor there. Like if you hung out with us in one session, and it's basically from
all funny ass
from the
dudes,
from the first minute, like from the first minute the first guy walks up the stairs. It's a 24-hour long roast.
Yeah,
like that's it. It's the whole night.
It's funny and no
it's
disrespect.
like literally
but
stop laughing
every
because
time
man's
we've
recording.
mentioned Lotus tonight before this actual interview, you've had a roasting type joke about him, and like so it's funny you say
That's
that
what it
'cause
is.
it's like literally exactly
But
the type of
the
brotherhood.
name weirdly grew on me, and at the beginning I was like you, I wasn't crazy about it, and then the more I thought about it, and then we all thought of our come ups, and it's like, and the where it stems from is like we were all those
battling in the lunchroom.
we were those high school rappers.
I get it.
Just
I
being
get
a
it.
rapper in high school, the guy that everyone thought it was corny at the time.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and they were like, "Oh, look at the rapper." Because when we were doing it, like you're my age.
Yeah.
When we were rappers in high school, it wasn't cool.
No,
like
it
it is
wasn't
now.
cool.
Now you're a rapper in high school, and it's like, oh fuck, and every
Yeah.
chick wants to suck your dick, and you're performing in your call in the.
But you know when you're in high school too, though, when someone come test you in the smoking section
Oh,
for
no,
a battle,
yeah.
like you might get. Your
I'm a
dick
rare
sucked
breed,
later
though.
That
Yeah,
night.
I'm a rare
You know what I
breed,
mean?
though.
It just wasn't from like.
Yeah.
It wasn't from no IG
No,
model. It
no.
was from
We
like.
didn't have IG.
It was from Bertha who smoked
Bro,
res butts.
I used to be popping on MySpace, fam. So come check me, dog.
Right?
But yeah,
No.
Lunchroom Poets, and you know what's
It
weird?
suits
Like
it in that sense, yeah.
it just kind of grew on us, and it just became an LRP thing. Like let's say we're all throwing up our loser signs because we're losers, we're LRP losers, but we're winning. It's
And do you
just
know what's funny?
we're
I
all a
think-
bunch of fucking jokes, guys that
Yeah.
like to turn up and make fun of each
No,
other.
and I
and make
love
rap
that you
music,
guys did that
know?
in the first video too, with the like the fucking.
Yeah,
You know, the beach
on the
toys
beach,
and shit with the fucking-
the Beach Boys.
Yeah, right. That shit was hilarious. But no, I like that. I like that aspect of it. I think it's maybe just the Poets is the part that I don't like. Like I think the idea is there. I think it's proper because it's not even the lunchroom part. I think it's just I don't know. It's just the whole ring to it. But I really love what you guys are doing, and I think at the end of the day, that speaks actions a lot louder than anything else.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
And that's the thing.
Hey,
And,
with a name like that, it's obviously not for everyone. Like the
yeah,
name
that's true.
specifically.
And do you know? And that is
You know?
one thing I do like about the name.
Yeah.
is that
It's very much out there. Like,
Yeah.
And we have a whole like the way the branding.
and you
is,
got to
like-
be with it. You got to
Yeah.
be down with it to be down with it.
And it'll tie into the merch that we have in the future too. And shit.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, you
it'll
guys
work.
put
out.
out lunch boxes and shit,
Bro, trust me,
Yeah.
dog. Yo, the Lunchroom Poets lunchbox with the shirt
That's
and the
pretty
album
fire.
inside.
With the backside is just like the floaty
Bro,
thing
you
that
cop
was
it,
around.
you open it up.
Who was
it's got
rocking the floaty?
It's got
Lotus?
the shirt, yeah.
With the-
Me and Lotus,
the
both.
donut
No,
with
me and
the
KP.
zebra head?
No, I had the frog and and KP had the flamingo.
Yeah, you guys gotta put those on the back of the lunch boxes.
Yeah, they're
You know what I'm
token
saying?
characters now. Yeah.
No, that's amazing though, and that's what I was saying. Like I love the whole idea of it and what you guys are doing. I think it's really dope. And just me, as a fan of hip hop and of true lyricism, as soon as I seen you and Lotus and something, I'm like, all right, this is about to be lit.
Yeah.
There's no way this can't be lit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I didn't
Facts.
know two of the dudes in the group until this stuff started rolling
Yeah.
out, and I was like, yo, they're dope too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there ain't no weak link, and that's
Yeah.
why I like it. Like, for so many years, I did group things and stuff, and unfortunately, there is always guys that stand out, guys that don't. This is the first time
Yeah.
I've been part of a group surrounding where it's just been like every verse is just like we're all trying to top each other. Like,
Yeah.
we're all watching each other over your
But-
shoulders, like writing your verses because you're like.
And so when can we expect the Lunchroom Poets project?
So we have Class in Session, which is our first mixtape, and it's just basically we killed a bunch of posse cuts.
Yep.
We found any popular beats that had four
that
four
was-
plus rappers on them, and that's what we did.
What
so
about the self-titled shit though?
so that was a different thing because that was 4 different beats.
Beats.
So primo.
Oh, okay, so that was the okay
yeah,
on
but so
that.
there's always an exception. Like, the odd one, I think there's 3 people on, but it can't just be like a 2-man group. That's the way the mixtape went. It had to be a posse cut because we're a big posse coming out. So the mixtape Class in Session
okay.
drops December 6th. And we actually have a mixtape release party, which you should come check out. It's in Whitby. It's going to be a poppin' night. We got tons of support on the bill and just a sick venue. And we're expecting a lot of bodies, a lot of sponsors on the event. And it's going to be a good time. And then the album will be coming in this new year, but we don't have an exact date for that yet.
Okay, dope, man. Really dope. Yeah, so you guys got to check out the Lunchroom Poem shit. You guys put out Triumphant. You put out The Best, which was Over the Worst beat by Onyx and Wu-Tang. And then you guys just recently put out, Don't Tell Me. I know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? I know my hip-hop. Well, no, you put out the Primo 5-course meal. Sorry. Then you put out the last one I said.
Yes, sir.
So that's the proper order. But go check those out. And I like how you guys name them too. Oh, and then you put out Non-Phase, John Blaze. You know what I mean?
That was.
But I like how you
newest
guys
one,
play off shit too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You didn't name it Triumph. You're like Triumphant.
Just
And like,
subtly.
We're not the worst. We're the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just play off the words. And
I like that you guys did
Something
that.
for
And
the
then,
title.
and then it's funny because before I even peeped Non-Phased, I'm like, Non-Phased. I'm like, just knowing off like what you guys have been doing, I'm like, I bet you it's over the John
Non-fiction.
Blaze beat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
No,
non-fiction.
no,
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
just knew.
I bet that's the John Blaze beat.
Yeah.
And you know what?
You're onto us. You're onto our pattern.
But do you know what's funny? I'm not, as a hip hop fan, a lot of
we do
people
it
have
right out
buried
the
me for
bottle,
this.
dog. We're not pussies, right?
Hey, but people have buried me for this, but I've never been a huge fan of the John Blaze beat.
Really?
Once I heard you guys rap on it, I was like, I kind of like this beat a bit more. I'm not gonna lie. For such
you can
a
hear yourself on it. You
Do
know?
you know what's funny? It's for such a classic hip hop joint, John Blaze does not live up to the title. Someone my age, I
I'm a fan
didn't
of
hear
that
John
joint.
Blaze
I'm
when
a
it came
fan.
out. I went back and I'm like, wait, Nas, pun, fuck it, all on
I
a
get what
joint?
you're saying.
And then when I played it,
you've
I'm
got
like,
all the recipe to make
nah.
like the class, but like if you're thinking
Like,
individual
affirmative
bars
action's
or like
better.
if you're waiting for like someone's affirmative action, you say.
You guys hit it?
Yeah, I'm glad you. I'm
Sit
glad you
back,
said
relax,
that.
sip your cognac,
Bro, we
sip your
just crushed
cognac,
that
and
one.
let's all watch
We just
Bunny
crushed
through
that
the
one.
laundry, man. Sneak attacking you.
Yo, you said it, not me. I didn't give it away, Kenzo. Yo, you said it.
Attack like a Rottweiler.
Let's go, bro. We bodied that, bro. We bodied that one.
That's a good one to hit. All right, you know what it is. We in the place to be right now. Breaking Records Radio. We got the guest with us. Special guest.
It's your boy, Young Stitch. You already know, baby.
Young Stitch in the place to be.
Gang.
And so one thing I did want to ask you about too, because I already said, as much as I want to talk to you about it, you know what? That's the go-to thing. You know what I mean? So the mother podcast can ask you about the BET Freestyle Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back though. You know what I'm saying? So was Pyramids in the Sky your first project?
No. I've had many years worth of projects. Pyramids in the Sky was the first project where eyes were on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember you guys did the little tour and thing.
Yeah.
Well, I
we
don't
did.
know how little it was. I just
It
remember
was
you guys
okay.
came
We did
around
all
us,
we did
but
like all of Ontario. We
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
and then up through like Quebec and stuff.
good solid
It was
tour.
sick.
Yeah.
What?
No, I said that's a good solid tour.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it's a good song too. I'm like, yeah, Pyramids in the Sky's a good song
no,
too.
Pyramids in the Sky's my shit.
It's a hard
but
tune.
I covered it. Remember?
Yeah.
I
did.
Yeah,
And that was fire. I remember that. Yeah.
I looped it off your
That
joint.
was fire. I remember that. That was
That-
actually good too.
I didn't know that was your mixtape. I thought that was your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I looped it and I did it and whatever and then credited you. And you're like, yeah, this is super cool. That, like, I'm humbled. You're like, but this is a Harry Fraud beat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you thought it was my shit. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
I'm
your
like,
shit.
I'm super humbled. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, but this ain't my shit. I'm like, it was just a Harry Fraud beat.
But I like that you did that. But so give us a little bit about your history though that goes on before Pyramids in the Sky, because as well as me, there's a lot of people kind of on my wavelength that like we kind of first discovered you at that time.
Right. Yeah. So I've been around for a minute. I did the Central Soldiers thing. Central Soldiers, you may have heard of us. SCNTRAL Soldiers. That was my group with my boy Explicit, and we did the group thing for a long time. We had a lot of group projects, and we did a lot of stuff together at that time. But things really started popping off for me after I did the whole LA thing. When I went to LA, worked with Be Real and shit.
Yeah.
And I started taking shit really serious, and a lot of guys couldn't kind of keep up with the wave, and that's kind of what happened. And
Was that when you went? What was the dude's name? Doctor. Who's the plastic surgeon dude?
oh no, that was Dr. Miami. That was a couple years
Dr.
back.
Miami. Yeah.
So
what was up with
I had
that?
an opportunity with that. He was a friend through my ex-manager at the time, and he was a friend of his friend, and basically was like, look, we got this artist, this guy Young Stitch. He's really good. He'll make you an anthem. And so my Dr. Miami's like, okay, let him make me an anthem. So we made it. It was a fire hit. We went to Miami, and we shot the video with him at the Mandrian Beach or resort party. Like, it was crazy. And
Was that the first time you got flown out of the country off music?
No, actually, I've been fortunate. I've flown across the world for music a few times.
Because I know you worked with the Tenors back in the day.
Right. So
tell us about that.
I did a lot of stuff with them. Remy from the Tenors was my manager. So I did a lot of.
Shit.
Yeah, the guy that fucked up that national anthem. Yeah, that was my manager.
Man, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
always wonder, I'm like, how does Stitch get that gig? That's such a random
oh,
gig.
it's super random.
Like, you deserve it because you're dope.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
but no, I
that's
agree.
Random
You
as shit.
don't just fall on that. Like
No,
especially
yeah.
a gangster rapper rapping on like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
song
yeah.
"Free the Children," right? But believe it or not, I'm an ambassador for We Day and I'm a co-writer of the song "Free the Children." Even though half my
amazing.
shit is gutter as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I co-wrote that song with the Tenors, so we got to perform at 5 different locations. We did the ACC, we did Seattle, we did Minnesota, we did London, UK, and we did San Francisco. Like, I'm one of the only rappers I know that's performed at Wembley.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I performed at Wembley in front of 20,000 people.
That's crazy,
That was
bro.
It was
That's
crazy.
sick. That's
yeah,
sick. That's
respect.
sick.
It was crazy, man. And you know what? It's a different crowd. Like you have a couple hundred, 1,000, like on Mercury show or something. That crowd's crazy because the energy is all there. It's nuts. But like,
Yeah, and it's there for that, though. Like,
Right,
it's like,
of
it's
course.
a different kind of energy.
yeah. But when you're like the backstage and you're at like something like the ACC or like the Wembley Arena. And you're looking beyond the backstage. Like when I just did the Staples Center for BET, like
Yep.
same shit, 30,000 people. That was actually my biggest show.
Was it?
30,000. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the Staples Center packed out.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking around the corner and it's not the same butterflies you get when you just see a couple hundred faces. Like, and a couple hundred faces is a lot.
It's still enough
You
to
know
give
what
you
I
some
mean?
butterflies.
Bro, yeah, we did
yeah.
the Mercury show in May and it was like 1,300 people and it was such a dope crowd, like fucking fat, energetic crowd. But like something about when you get the plus 10,000, and I'm like, shout out to Merc, I'm sure he's done this 30,000 times, that many people, but bro, that monster is just something different because you don't even see faces anymore. You just
Yeah.
see flashes of light and like camera flashes, and you have an earpiece in, and it's just the stage is bigger than this whole
Earpiece
office.
is probably weird, too.
Yeah,
right?
it is weird.
I've
'cause
never rocked the earpiece.
Yeah, it's weird.
I've
it's
never
weird.
done that.
You hear everything. It's like you're recording. So it's like you're wearing your headphones right now. You're hearing everything, like, but you're not hearing the crowd going.
So
It trips you out.
Do you like it as? Do you think it's necessary for those kind of shows, or would
For
you
big
prefer
shows,
not
yes.
having it?
Yes, and that's why I finally understood why guys like Drake and shit have their lyrics in their songs when they're performing. Because I used to hate on that shit, but it's different when you're in a show in front of 100 guys and the sound system's so crispy. Like you can hear every bar. You don't need to.
You can
rap
hear
it
the
over your
beat.
lyrics. But bro, when Drake's doing these stadium shows, and like I did the Staples show, for instance, and I didn't have my lyrics in the background, and everybody else that show did. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. I met Nipsey 10 months before he died in the Staples Center. But anyways, all those guys, they had the lyrics in the song, and I'm like, oh, that's whack. Like, ugh. And then I heard it in the crowd setting, and I watched the footage back. You couldn't hear anything I was saying, and you could hear everything they were saying. So obviously there's a reason they kept the vocals in for a stadium that big, especially as a rapper. Like your voice isn't cutting through that crowd big enough as you think you'd want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the actual lyrics so everyone can follow along with you. Because otherwise, like I have footage and it just sounded like fucking I was just like yelling. Like,
Well, and you know what? That's one thing I really respect Jay-Z for too. Is I've only had the chance to see him once. You know, like most artists our age, Jay-Z, Nas probably in our top 5.
Yep, NASA's mine. Yeah.
Okay, Hove. That's all right. Now I'm not trying to put you on blast in front of people here. Wait, is that? It wasn't recording. Either way, we got the audio.
Yeah.
But that sucks because that was good. But I should have noticed that. We were playing "Watch Me" by Jay-Z, and Stitch was like he was catching bars. So that's why I'm like,
yeah,
yo,
I'm not a big. Yeah.
I'm like Stitch has either only heard the song through passing or maybe possibly
I'm
never
not,
heard
I like
it.
Jay-Z, but I'm not like the hugest Jay-Z fan.
I'm
no.
telling you, bro.
I can't bar for bar.
I'm telling you, as a bar for bar guy,
yeah.
like I know.
That's why I wanna
Trust me,
follow, eh?
I hated Jay-Z for years. Trust me, like for years.
Because I'm a lyric, like I
For-
like. I
trust
like
me, I know.
punchlines, like-
Have you heard Threat?
What?
Have you heard Threat?
Yes.
That didn't make you want to go back and check his whole catalog? Go, man, I put hands on you. They put the whole
He has a couple
they built the
verses
sand on
that
you. Lay out
saved
blueprint
me,
plans
like-
on you. My rap pack. Let Sam tap dance
Yo,
on you. Then
Hov
I
is
Sinatra
sick. It's
shot
just-
you. Goddamn you.
I'm a like.
I put the boy in the box like David Blaine. Let the audience watch it. Ain't a thing. Y'all wish I was fronting that George Bush the button for the oil, and you call lift up your hood stitch, run it and lift up your whole hood like you got oil under it. Your boy got the good job, want nothing of it. Like cast the oil, I cast the Troy. You change your face in a bullet. Ow! Like, bro, that was the verse that made me go back. And
bro,
check Hov.
like, man, you see, you know what's funny? You know what ruined it for me? Ether. Because when I first heard Ether,
that's before Threat.
Yeah, but it was an RIP thing for Jay-Z for a couple years for me. After, because I was such a diehard Nas fan.
I'm telling you, bro, go
and
back.
My stepbrother, rest in peace, put me on to Nas, and I was diehard Nas. And when he showed me Ether for the first time, I was like blown away.
I was the same.
And it took me a long time to appreciate Hov for what he is. And Hov is a genius. Like he is rightfully at his air of top 5 all time. And I can't even name his lyrics like you can, but I know the history of him. I know the songs I do like. I know everything about him.
Bro.
And he is there. But I was always a Nas over Jay-Z guy.
I'm telling you.
And that's what kind of ruined my Jay-Z love for me. Because at the pivotal time when I was super influential, Nas just did it for me.
I'm telling
you.
you.
And now looking back, it's
I've
like, yeah,
always been
who
a
won
Nas.
in the long run?
I've
like,
always.
Hov.
No, you know why? I still say Nas won the battle. You know what?
The battle.
The battle.
Yeah, not the war.
Because people look at it like it's a war, but it's not. It was a battle. And you know what? And Nas won. I'm not one of those people that say Takeover's better than Ether. But do you know what I am? I'm one of those people that say, damn, it made me realize when I caught certain things by Hov years later, because I'm telling you, I'm the same person you were. I had Stillmatic, and I had Blueprint, because my brother bought me it. I thought Takeover was trash. Okay. Ether, I got Stillmatic.
Stillmatic, that was one of my favorite
Columbia
Nas
Music
albums.
House.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Bro.
Ordered that shit on Columbia
Stillmatic,
Music
one mic,
House.
still smoking.
What goes around?
Demand. Like,
what
bro,
goes
there
around?
There were so many big records on that album, man, that like changed like the way I rap.
Hey, yo, it's poison.
My
Ecstasy, coke, you say it's love, and it's poison. School's where I learned this shit. Yo, but I'm telling you, bro, go back. If you never really went back to really dig into Hov, like the bars, I'm telling you, as an MC, do it. Because it'll change your life.
All right, I'll tell you.
Because I was a Nas dude for years. I was damn near a grown man when I went back to check Hov. It took Threat on the Black album.
Okay.
And when I heard that, I'm like, hold up. Jay-Z just spit grown man. I put hands on. I'm like, yo, hold up. What the fuck?
Hov is sick. He's just unorthodox. And as a guy like myself, the way I pen shit,
it's not unorthodox.
It's hard to follow a guy that's like, I'm very scheme and.
I agree. But you know what? Nas is unorthodox too.
You're very right. He is. But for some reason, it always translated with me different.
Fits better.
Yeah.
I know. Jay-Z seems
when
awkward.
Nas told a story, I was just like, oh man, like
I know.
It gave me goosebumps.
I know.
Jay-Z's sick on it too, but just I didn't get the goosebumps.
I know,
but I understand his talent. Fuck that. Like,
I promise.
I sound like a hater, but bro, I'm
not.
a Jay-Z fan. It's just I was Nas first, and at that era when it was crucial of who you liked more, I was super Nas, and it took me years to get back into Jay-Z. But guess what? Nas has put out a couple albums, and Jay-Z's put a couple albums out since that
are better.
era, and I guarantee I bought more Jay-Z albums physically than I did the Nas. So like who really wins, right?
Yep.
Like this is songwriting versus bar for bar because
Yep.
there's rappers that I'd love to hear in a cypher right now that I would never in a million years bump their album.
Yeah, no, that's fact.
You know? So,
but you know what? I
that's a
will
thing, too.
promise you, because that's one thing I overlooked a lot of times as a lyricist fan, and which was someone that's so unorthodox as yourself. Like you're always very patterned and sharp.
Yeah.
Like a Big Al.
Yes.
And like a Big Pun.
Yeah, very much so.
But
yeah.
you're versatile. So you're like a Biggie in that sense. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm actually surprised.
Structurally, like Big Al and like you stated. But,
no, I know.
But topic-wise, yeah.
Structure-wise,
like Biggie, because I'll do anything. I'll do the R&B, and then I'll do the fuck you shit. I'll fuck you up. And the next song, I'll talk about how fucked my life is. And the next song, I'll talk about fucking your bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm honestly surprised you've never, like, dug back into Hov.
Ringing.
But it depends what the material is. But I'm telling you, Hov prior to the Black album, go back and re-listen to some of that shit. Because when I became a little more grown, like I was the Nas dude for years.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point now where it depends what day you ask me. Today
True.
I might tell you Jay-Z's the better rapper,
But
but
bro,
tomorrow
that
might be
shows
like
you
Nas.
how great they are. Because
They're
if you
both
can't
amazing.
even if you love Nas, you can't solidify on Nas' decision.
Exactly.
That's how you know. Like Hove obviously has something about him that even
Yeah.
though I can't word an entire Jay-Z verse from front to back.
Oh!
No, not one, bro. Not one, and that's
bro,
facts
bro,
right
bro,
now.
bro,
And
bro.
I'm telling, I don't lie. One thing I don't do is fucking lie.
I love that about you.
I don't lie. I
bro.
can't name I can't word one Jay-Z verse front to back. Maybe one or two, but like I'd have to go digging.
Oh, we
but
gotta do
yet
some work.
I can understand why even in myself, like his body of work, I can appreciate how he would be, not mine personally, but how he would be in people's top 5s, top 10s.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's earned his spot more than fucking God knows
Damn
anybody.
near,
Like,
yeah.
and then just making $multi-million off the shit after you've already had an illustrious
Well,
career.
you gotta love
just to
that.
say fuck you.
But you
Bro,
know what?
He's a Don. I want to be Jay-Z more than anybody else. I want to be him.
Facts.
Just, bro, and you know what? Like you said, maybe if I, with the right day and I smoked the right blunt and I listened to a Jay-Z catalog, I might be the biggest fucking Jay-Z fan.
Yeah.
I just haven't given it a fair shake. I was too pro Nas. I heard the odd Jay-Z thing. I bought Magna Carta, like New Jay.
Yeah, but that shit's
And I
trash.
actually liked that
It's
album.
good, it's
I
good,
thought
but
that
it's
was
trash.
for a grown-ass man trying to adapt to today's music.
Yeah.
Bravo.
No, it's cool,
Bro,
but
that
it's
was one of my
trash,
favorite
trust
albums
me.
in the last couple of years.
No,
Weirdly
it's
enough.
cool. Trust me.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Like
But,
I didn't like fucking what was that Beach Chair album, whatever, Kingdom Come. That's not my Jay-Z.
I even like that.
Really?
But,
Nah,
I had
see-
learned to like Jay
Bro,
by
no,
then.
see,
I
that was
learned
my
to like Jay
no
by
Jay.
then. I learned to
That
like
was my
Jay
no
by
Jay.
then.
I had the Blueprint
I'm telling
2.
you.
I have all the old
And
shit.
seeing
I
Blueprint
have all
2
the
is
old
trash.
shit.
Blueprint, as a Jay fan, this is what I was saying. Some people disagree with me, but I'll say go with Reasonable Doubt. You go
Of
with
course.
Volume 3.
Of course. Volume 3, no, see,
No, Volume 1 is cool, but as long as you're open to liking half the songs and not the other half. Because there's songs on there
which
that
one
are-
was shit was all good just a week ago? That was Blueprint. No, that
That's
was
Volume 2. To me,
2.
Volume 2 is trash.
Volume 2, see, I liked that album, bro.
It's
I
kinda
went
trash.
in on that album, bro.
But see, that
was my shit.
album is why I don't like Jay's. Is why I don't like it in Jay's catalog.
Bro, a week
'Cause it
ago,
was-
if there's any song I can word, it would probably be that one.
But
Shit
see,
was
do you know what the
good.
thing
Him and
is?
Too Short, right?
Hard Knock
Oh.
Life's on there. But the thing is,
I don't like that song.
aside from it's like that was one of Jay's laziest albums.
Okay.
It's like that is dope.
See, I
but-
don't know enough about him to judge that.
Yeah,
so,
see, that's
yeah.
one of his laziest albums. But a lot of people
People
who
are hating
my-
right now. People are like, you don't know about all Jay-Z's.
they-
Bro, I'm an active artist, motherfucker. I think about myself first, my
Facts.
team second, and if I got time, I'll listen to y'all shit.
Hey,
so,
that's
you
facts.
know,
That's facts.
I listen to what I listen to. I like what I like.
That's
Jay-Z's
facts.
sick as fuck. I ain't taking it from him. Just I don't know enough about his catalog to make an honest input on that. At least I don't lie like half of you motherfuckers that'll act like you know every fucking Jay-Z song when really you can only name H to the Izzo and fucking his gimmicky shit. So
That's
fuck
bare
outta
facts
here.
right there. Now, one thing I do want to do though, because you know, we're running late for the podcast already.
Yeah, it's all
and
good.
we want to do that too. But I don't want to cut your shit short.
No,
because
bro,
I really enjoy.
I can come back
conversing with
anytime.
you.
Don't even
We can do
sweat.
that as
Yeah,
well
yeah,
too.
yeah.
But so aside from diving into any more history with you right now, what I want to do is kind of keep it on up and on the current. So what you and Dub J did. Tell us a little bit about that. What the hell's the name of the album again? Something
House of Mirrors.
House of Mirrors. So tell us a little bit about how that came about, because Dub J, if I'm not mistaken, he was part of Baby Blue Sound Crew.
He was, yeah, yep, and he's been established for many years. He took a big pause off music. Actually, it was a 10-year hiatus from what I came to gather. But what happened is he was making an album, Blame Me, and it was a compilation album. And he wanted a bunch of Canadian talent on the album. And he works really closely with JD Era. And I guess he had a song idea where he's like, I really want to make like Eminem, Rihanna, like a Love the Way You Lie kind of song, right? And he's like, I really need an Eminem-y sounding rapper, as much as I hate to admit that, because I hate the
You
comparison.
know what? I get the classified comparison.
Yeah.
So much.
It is
that-
what it is,
Like
right?
I'm ready to punch you in the face. So you can
Right.
hear me classified.
Oh, bro, then you, like, I get the Eminem thing too much.
No,
Like,
no,
but
that's
anyway,
not a shot. That's my dude.
yo, but so what happened is, and so he's like, I really
He
need this.
produces better than me.
Yeah, he's like I need this Eminem-y sounding rapper, and then JD from the King of the Dot Cipher, because he was on it with me. He goes to Dub J. He goes, I've got the perfect guy. This guy, Young Stitch. Which shout outs to JD Era. The fact that even man like JD Era shouts me out
Shout
in
you
any
out, yeah.
situation, I still look up to him. So like to me, I was already like, what? Like JD Era's putting me in for some group project. Like, I'm like, wait, JD, holla at your boy. Like, I didn't even know you knew who I was. Like, you know what I mean? And he's already pitching me for some other shit, but that's besides the point. So I did one song with Dub
Shout
J.
out to JD Eric.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
He's a friend
He's
of
an
the show.
OG, bro.
Super OG.
But so I bodied the song for the one song for Blame Me. That was Dub J's compilation album, Back in the Game after 10-year hiatus. And then he liked it so much, Dub J goes, okay, I really like that. Actually, I'd like to feature you again if you don't mind. Like, you really killed the song. Like, I'd love you on this song. And then, anyways, long story short, I was on 5 of the 20 songs. I was only supposed to be on 1, and I was on 5 of them. And he loved all the product we did so well that he's like, yo, when after the Blame Me shit was kind of wrapped up, he was like, I'd actually want to make it, are you down to make a little album, like even just a 5 to 9 song thing? And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So he sent me a folder of beats. We ran through it, yada, yada. And he's like, bro, I guarantee you 1 million streams, because he's a marketing genius. He knows how to market. He knows how to get streams. That's his thing. She's like, I guarantee you 1 million streams. You just rock with me and we do this fucking, this album. And so I'm like, you know what, bro? You gave me nothing but love and fucking streams and put me on songs with big name guys on the other shit. I'm like, I owe you this to you. I'm like, let's do it. I can write all day anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's do the album. Long story short, it took us 3 months and we're already here at, 1,300,000 something streams. So
yeah, and super congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. First
Thanks,
of all.
man. Thank you.
But no, yeah, I think you guys had an aesthetic that worked together.
Yeah, he's a sick producer, sick dude. We met for the first time ever, actually, when we were doing the song with CL, that You and I song, You and Me.
Okay.
And it was the first time we ever met. in person, because we talked so much for a year and a half.
Yep.
And it was the first time we chilled in the studio. It was already like we were homies. Like, we just knew. We made that. We penned that hit in fucking 4 hours. Like, we didn't have
Crazy.
anything. We just had the beat, and we went into Link Studios and banged it out.
That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's so dope, man. And it's House of Mirrors. You can check that out on all streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Is
A lot of
everything
reflection
available?
on the album. That's why it's House of Mirrors, you know?
Oh, yeah?
A lot of different stitches. You get the angry stitch, you get the reflective stitch, you get the, trying to get pussy stitch.
So we got the man Stitch in the place to be right now. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get the podcast popping, but you know what? Before we do wrap it up, though, I feel like we touched on the current things. And that's what's really important, because we can always get you back in the place
course,
to be.
bro. I'm always
Because you
down,
got a
man.
lot of history, bro, and we didn't even get to touch on near the amount of it.
I'd
but
be
you know what?
insulted if you touched on everything I've done in one interview.
Nah,
It'd make me feel
yeah.
like, really? Like, I swear,
it's
I got.
facts.
I'm like the Godfather trilogy. You need like
there's
6
to
more
even
interviews,
say
bro.
about
Yeah.
like some of the things we
I'm
just
just have
brought
to
up.
come back.
Like, we just casually brought up the tenors. We casually brought
And
up.
I could dive into all of those. I got so
exactly.
much
The
stories.
Dr. Miami. Like, these are all things we just
Everything.
briefly touched.
We
And
don't
like
even-
I
we ain't even
said,
touching them.
I hate to be cliche, so that's why we ain't bring up the BET, and that's no shots at any other podcast.
No,
but
that's
it's
just the fact. You know
that-
what? I've said that exact interview 16 times already.
Exactly.
The word for there's not a question you could ask me based on that I haven't already.
Exactly.
That ain't floating
And
around
I know
on the internet.
As an artist,
Yeah.
you appreciate.
No, I
talking about
like coming in.
different shit.
I like not knowing what question's gonna come next.
exactly.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your biggest
You know.
inspiration?
Yeah, right?
Fuck out of here.
So, with that being said, we are going to start to wrap it up. But I do want to ask you about one more thing, and I don't know if it's something we can talk about, but I'm going to bring it up, and you can let us know how far we can speak on it before we wrap it up. But you have your first official solo album in the works coming out, and it's a title that I like, except even though it reminds me of G-Unit dissing Fat Joe, I really like the
Elephant in the
title.
Sand.
You got Elephant in the Room coming out. So
Yeah.
tell us what you can tell us about
Okay, so what I can tell you about that is
because we're going to play one of the joints tonight that
Yeah.
you gave us.
So, excuse me. It's my first actual solo album. I mean, what I just did with Dub J, it's an album for sure, and it might be my first. Yeah,
Official
so
solo
it is my first album. I mean, me and Dub J did the joint album, but again, that's Dub J giving me a selection of beats, me choosing the beats I like, and like.
This is already kind of a direction.
Right.
chosen
My
for
first
it.
real album that I've been working on collectively. I've had songs that I really love that I've saved for the last year, couple, and I'm really excited. And the reason I called it Elephant in the Room is because I like to think of myself as an artist that hasn't gotten the fair share he has. And you look at some of my accolades and think, oh, wow, like you've done a lot. But you know what?
And some dudes will look at you and be like, you got more than I got.
Right.
Yo, I
Facts.
deserve.
Yeah.
Nah,
but you know what? One, I'm never satisfied. But two, like,
That's
if
the
you,
way
if
to
you
be.
look at it on the grand scheme of things, you look at Six Buzz and they're making top 50 lists. And my name still ain't being mentioned on this kind of shit after I've, proven myself literally on a competition standpoint that I am technically speaking, the title is world's best rapper. I'm not saying obviously that that's the case, even though fucking you fuck
but
your mom, I
you're
am.
smoking boots off half these motherfuckers.
But what I'm saying is like, bro, at what point do I get my fair share? Because at the end of the day, and shout out to Maestro, shout out to the classics, but they're gonna make a top 50 Toronto rapper list even right now of active artists, and somehow Maestro Fresh West is gonna make top 10 when he hasn't had a song since These Eyes. And
bro, relax.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying.
Relax.
I'm just saying.
No, you say your shit.
I'm just saying. Bro, I love Maestro. I'm not
Maestro.
hating.
I'm
using him
Maestro.
as an example. I'm saying like his name will make it. Guys, I'm not even gonna name drop anymore. But like guys will make it. But like guys and myself that are like, is this based off? What is this based off of? Is this based off accolades, or is this based off who will actually rap your sauce up?
And that's
because
the problem
I will
with
put my
half
pen
these
game
lists.
against anybody in the city, and you can all come test me, and you don't want the smoke. I'm telling you. You know, half the men's that want the smoke tried and failed, or men's that could test it, like Dre Bars are locked up right now. You know what I mean? Like,
But you know what? And that's the thing too, though, because as MCs, we feel a certain way. Like me personally, thing is, I ain't been putting the work game in, so I can't be mad. But go back 7 years, I'd have been mad at someone like you.
Of course,
I'd have been like,
100%. You
'cause
should
I'd
be.
have looked at you like you're one of the only dudes doing what I can do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
bro, you better
I'd
be
look
mad at
at
me,
it
or I would
always.
look.
I'd
I would
look
question
at-
your drive.
But now I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not working hard enough, and that's why if
And
you
it's-
notice, you've been seeing
And
more
that's
free
hence why I'm
verses,
saying when I
things
say
like that.
these cocky
you
things,
gotta work.
I don't mean it in a disrespectful. Like I'm
gotta
just.
work.
I'm gonna spit one verse right now, and I'm better than you. No,
No,
I'm
you
not
gotta
saying
work.
that. What I'm saying is I've. Excuse me. I've done so much work, and so many different times have I been under the scope and under the pressure, and proved in a situation where it's like, yo, who's the best rapper right now? From ciphers to BT to fucking
And
connect
you've
the dot
been-
to
you've
every
been had your
competition
name
I'm
on
in,
everything,
bro. To every
That's
competition
one
I'm
thing
in.
I really commend you for.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like, you've been from the BT Cypher, from King of the Dot, to this, to doing your own solo music, to countless features out the ass.
Yeah.
To this. Like, you are always working.
Always,
and
bro.
you're always staying sharp.
That's it. And it's like I guess, and back to the Maestro thing again. Like it's not a shot at Maestro. He's an OG in the system. I don't mean like you didn't do anything with your career. He's a fucking legend. What I'm saying is, if we're worshiping men's like that did a 1-2 thing, and they're constantly gonna be the pinnacle. Like, how much do I got to do to prove that I make it on one of your stupid
gotta
little
do a
top
lot.
50 lists, which really don't matter.
But
like,
do you know what?
why am I getting mad at a 6 Buzz top 50
Exactly,
list? Right? Because
exactly.
you got fucking.
Look at who's making it.
I don't even want to name drop them, but you got
That's
names
the
on there that are
difference.
on the top
If
10s.
I
that,
made
like,
a
it's
top
like,
50 list and I put you in the top 50,
Yeah.
you got a reason to holla at me.
Yo, what's
But
it
if
about?
6 Buzz does it,
Right. You know what
can't
they're.
take feelings, bro.
Of course, but that I'm an artist. Tech Nine said it best in that song "Fragile."
LB
I'm an
Spiffy's probably
artist
on
and I'm
there.
sensitive about my shit, which means
We
bro,
all are.
Yo, like at the end of the day, if I do this all day and this is all I do and all I care about, I'm at work banging hammer on the fucking steel, and all I'm thinking about is getting home and perfecting my craft and writing bars for you guys to worship. You can't then and something in the competition in a list, and I don't even make a list, and I'm cool with all that now. But what I'm saying is like
but it gets
that's why
annoying.
I'm hungry. That's why I'm constantly proving myself. Is because, bro, I get, and there's many bars on that album I gave you that are explaining this. Like, I've proved myself time and time again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, moral of my story is like, yo, at the end of the day, everybody gets worship for the craft, and I respect anybody doing the thing from OGs. You can ask the OGs about me, from Bishop Brigante, that's the homie, to Socrates, to Chaclair. And even though, you know, the Bishop Chaclair thing, I don't know all about that. That's crazy to me. As a worshiper of Toronto hip-hop, that's crazy to me. But, you know, I got love for both of them.
That shit was nasty.
Bishop's
but we'll
my
save
guy,
that for the
though.
podcast.
Like, I got love for Shock, but Bishop's my fucking guy.
That was nasty.
That's my dude.
That was nasty.
But what I'm saying is like, bro, and Bishop will tell you right now, like, I don't need clout from so-and-so from 6 Buzz, because you know what? If you were to go ask Adam Baum right now, or you to go ask Bishop Brigante, or you to go ask guys, Tona, mans that I look up to in the scene, Stacey, guys that have been doing this for time in the scene, that are actually guys that I look up to, like, you make fucking great music, they'll all tell you that I'm a fucking problem. Because Bishop was the guy, he's the guy that messaged me to tell me to do BET.
Oh, yeah?
Because I almost didn't do it. I missed it. And like he was like, no, you have to.
I know. I was going to submit
He's
for
like,
it, and
you
I found out
literally have
about
to
it
do
the
this.
day
This is-
before.
Your stitch bars led you to this. And man, and then I was hungover one weekend, and I almost missed a deadline thinking, oh, I'll just catch BG next time it comes to Toronto.
That's what I did.
Bro, yeah.
That's what
See,
I did.
didn't. and I got the crown, baby.
That's the way
so,
to do
yo,
it, baby.
Do your shit.
That's the way to do it,
That's
baby.
it, bro.
And that's exactly what I was just saying. We can even cut back in at some point in here where no one's being disrespected, but that's exactly the point I was making with exactly what you said about, just doing it. And I said, like, me 5 years ago when I'm not working or something, I could easily look at an artist like you and be mad because I'd be like, oh,
of course.
I got bars too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're not working and you're not putting your bars out there and letting them know, because you know what? I used to look at it. Like, I used to look at the internet where it's like, well, I post something on Facebook. It's no longer my intellectual property. It's no longer this, that. Everything was about views on YouTube, things that gain for clout.
You need content, bro.
Content, right?
Non-stop.
And one thing I learned from you, and I will give you this respect, like here on air, on your interview, is that the reason I've been doing these free verse videos and stuff is because you inspired me. Because by watching you, I'm like, someone who's actually a dope rapper, like, this is what this shit is here for.
Thank you.
It's not here.
And it gets traction. It gets views and comments and
then when you drop shit, people want to hear it.
Thank you.
You haven't been under the fucking blanket for 8 years.
And we were touching on this earlier. Remember, if I made a bunch of songs like the one that you were crazy about, I wouldn't even be sitting here today. But it's because I do everything, and that's what's inspiring to people is the fact that, you can make an R&B song and sing a little bit on it and test the waters. It doesn't mean that that's going to be the artist you are forever, because at the end of the day, I'll make a sing-song, rap song about how I fucked your bitch, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to out-cypher you too, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's about honing all those abilities and just taking pride in doing everything.
And making the perfect balance between
Why
them.
box yourself in?
And
That's boring. It's
what I respect
2019,
about you.
bro.
And no disrespect, once again, but to Tory Lanez, is that phenomenal MC, phenomenal
with
song
Tory,
maker.
yeah, I like Tory.
love Tory.
Yeah.
Do my biggest criticism is that he doesn't mix them. LA Confidential.
Mix them.
Okay, so
Like meaning he's his engineer?
LA Confidential, Blow, Say It. All these songs have potential to have a spot where you rip a 16 that's fire.
Right.
Appeal to both audiences.
Cat.
He doesn't do it. He either makes a rap song.
I like that though. See, I'm a fan of that.
See, I like the mix, which is one thing I find that you
do that, but I
like that.
And you know what? Secretly, I would gravitate to that if I was big enough. I would definitely have my songs where I separated just the bars and even do a couple all singing songs. But right now, I'm a fan of the mix. I do like if I'm gonna do like Take It Slower, like Where We Are, my song Where We Are. Like I start the first verse, it's all singing, and you think, and then the hook comes very singing. You're thinking, is Stitch gonna do an all singing song? But no, the second verse, I come in, bang, it's a verse. You know what I mean? I like blending it because I'm good at both. Why limit yourself? If you can rap and sing, why not do both?
Exactly.
But I get when you're making as hit record songs as Tory is, if the song calls for all singing, sometimes I've been in positions where I've had the best verse and the verse has gotten scrapped just to, like, I can't even talk about it because I've signed NDAs, but there's platinum selling artist songs that I've been on and gotten taken off of by Def Jam because of the fact that it just didn't go. They'd have rather been sung rapped opposed to rappy rapped.
Do you know what it is?
And I had to take that
it's
out.
People are threatened by lyricism.
Yes.
And that's why I respect to where you got.
Because now it's a
have gotten
competition.
as well too.
Now everyone on the song is competing with you.
But
you're
you know what?
bodying it.
It takes a lot of work to get to where you're at, to where people are no longer threatened by your lyricism and just want to support you. And that's one thing I really, really respect about you as well too, because as a fellow lyricist, I've been in many situations where I've written some of my hottest verses of all times.
Yep.
For a feature.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
That song has either never came out or the verse was cut to 8 instead of 16
iceberg.
bars.
Tip of the iceberg.
Where my best 8 were the second.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it come in all shapes, forms, and sizes, and especially it comes from people that you kind of grew up around that you don't work with anymore. It comes the worst. Instead of supporting you, when they see you on top of your shit, they rather ignore it.
I bet you I've got more collabs not released than I do
Then
ones
released. And that's why I stopped doing
Guaranteed.
collabs for years. But once again, following your model, I'm like, yo, you just got to keep working.
That's it.
You can't sleep on the small shit that doesn't happen or doesn't formulate.
Work with people that are hungry as you.
Exactly.
You get a lot farther. Like, I had to cut a lot of, dead weight.
Sometimes
friends
there are
and
people who you think are doper
Yeah.
than the people you're actually working with. But the difference is the strive.
My
makes the motivator-
example, my boy
motivation.
Explicit, that we kind of had a falling out or whatever, but we co-own Central Soldiers. He's honestly, till this day, one of the best rappers I've ever met. And the only sad part I think of when I think back on it is the fact that y'all will never get to hear it. because he was so good. He was like my inspiration.
But
coming,
didn't have the
what I mean?
motivation
No,
to-
just he just didn't want to take it to the next level. He
doesn't like
life things.
people,
Like
doesn't
things.
like-
Yeah, he's antisocial. Life things came up. I got
me.
love for the kid. He's like my brother.
Trust me,
even though
I
we had
got
a
a
falling
couple of
out.
them.
You know, we're
And I
mending it. But anyways, but he is one of the best rappers in the fucking city, and you guys will never get to hear him unless I show you something exclusive, and you'll be like, that guy doesn't rap anymore. And you'll be like, why? Like he's fucking disgusting.
I'll
Like
tell you
right
straight
up there
up.
with Lotus, right up there with Philly. Like he
Yo.
could fit in Lunchroom Poets in a heartbeat.
That's one thing I really salute about you, man. Is you got the skills to pay the bills, but you also fucking pay the bills. You know what I'm saying?
thanks for having
We
me,
got
bro.
Young Stage and place to be. You know what I'm saying?
Catch me on Toronto Talks, baby.
Hey, and just let them know before we wrap up the interview where they can find you all that. We'll get you back on the show because there's so much shit
I'll
to
be
talk
back.
about with you.
It's your boy
But-
Young Stitch. Catch me on Spotify. Just dropped House of Mirrors. It just hit 1 million streams. Go run the numbers up. Shout out to my Lunchroom Poets. We got our record release party December 6th in Whitby. Come check us out. I got tons on the go, man. Stay tuned. I promise you will not be disappointed. Shout outs to Breaking Records Radio. Shout outs to Maloney for having me. Love all y'all, man. God bless.
Peace.